6 cool facts you didn't know about Bluetooth.
Number 1.
Bluetooth is a wireless technology standard. Wireless technology standards require both a hardware and software component. The hardware is required to be able to send the necessary signal via radio frequency, and the software determines what's sent over that signal and how it's interpreted. This means that to use Bluetooth, a device must have a tiny computer chip with a Bluetooth radio. This also means that the software must be universally accepted across all devices, hence, standard, otherwise they wouldn't be able to communicate. A Bluetooth radio chip next to a watch battery. This standard is managed by the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, SIG, but Bluetooth SIG didn't choose the name. Instead, the name was proposed by Jim Kardach in 1997.
Number 2.
Bluetooth is named after a Viking. Jim Kardach had been reading The Long Ships, by Frans G. Bengtsson, which is set in the Viking Age and includes Harald Blatand Gormsson, King of Denmark and Norway. The anglicized version of Harald Blatand is Harald Bluetooth. He's known for uniting dissonant Viking tribes into the Kingdom of Denmark. In a similar way, Bluetooth is thus meant to unite the many wireless communications protocols under one standard. The Bluetooth logo is also a combination of the runes for Harald Bluetooth's initials, HB. Though unintentional, there's another parallel between the Vikings and Bluetooth. Vikings made use of slaves, called thralls, and so does Bluetooth.
Number 3.
Bluetooth uses slavery. When Bluetooth devices connect to each other, for example, your phone and your wireless speaker, it's known as a master-slave relationship. One of the devices is the master and the other devices are slaves. The master transmits information to the slave and the slave listens for information from the master. A master can have up to 7 slaves, which is why your computer can be connected via Bluetooth to multiple devices at the same time, for example, a wireless keyboard, mouse, printer, speaker, etc. When devices are connected together via Bluetooth, it's called a piconet. Not only can a device be a master in one piconet and a slave in a different piconet at the same time, but the master-slave relationship can also switch. That's why you need to put your Bluetooth device in pairing mode to connect it. It's becoming the master so that it can establish a connection and then becomes the slave. This easy setup for Bluetooth connections is part of why.
Number 4.
Bluetooth is better than Wi-Fi, sometimes. Wi-Fi is also a wireless technology standard, but Bluetooth and Wi-Fi serve two separate purposes. Wi-Fi, which is the brand name for the IEEE .802.11 standard, was meant to replace high-speed cables, so it takes some setting up but supports high bandwidth. On the other hand, Bluetooth was meant for portable equipment and related applications. It's great when you need to connect two devices with minimal configuration, often just pressing a button. Also, because Bluetooth uses weak signals, there's limited interference and devices can communicate in noisy environments. That's why.
Number 5.
Bluetooth is great for the Internet of Things. In the industrial Internet of Things, machines often need to send short bursts of data in extremely noisy environments. With potentially hundreds of sensors and devices sending data, Wi-Fi poses too much hassle to set up. A drawback of Bluetooth is lower bandwidth, but for many industrial applications, this higher bandwidth simply isn't needed. Bluetooth is also useful in a smart home setting. Again, many devices in the smart home don't need high bandwidth connections and it's much easier to set up Bluetooth. Furthermore, newer versions of Bluetooth can create a self-healing mesh network, which means that individual devices can still communicate even if one device runs out of power or is disconnected. If your door locks, HVAC system, washer, dryer, fridge, and lights are all connected, you certainly wouldn't want them all to fail just because one goes down. One of the drawbacks of Bluetooth is the low range, which could be problematic in a smart home, depending on how big your home is.